Hi, this is Joan Hall, aka Joan the Choir Lady, and today I'm doing my second video on choosing songs for your choir. Previously on the Choir Lady channel, we talked about the spiritual side of song selection. So right now we're talking about the practical side. I hope you saw the video I made about Mary and Martha, of how both aspects, the spiritual aspect and the practical aspect, need to be a part of your ministry. So today's video is what Martha has to say about song selection. Again, song selection is to me one of the most important things that a choir director does, is choosing the right songs to put in their choir repertoire. You want to think about what songs should be in your repertoire and think about what songs are right for any particular occasion. So the practical sides of that for choosing songs for your repertoire, first of all, you want to have lots of songs in the repertoire. The more songs you have to choose from, the better choices you can make for every event. Issues to consider. Mainly it's about knowing what songs are going to match well with your particular people, your singers, your musicians. One of the scriptures that I use as a motto in choir directing is 1 Thessalonians 5:12. Know them that labor among you. Know your singers, your musicians, their strengths and weaknesses, what they sound good doing. So with the choir, some songs are easier or harder to sing than others. If the melody of the song is a very gentle, flowing kind of a melody, that's going to be easier to sing than a song that has a lot of jumps, back and forth between high and low notes. Those songs are harder to sing, and you want to know if your choir does those well. The harmonies also, songs where most of the chords that the choir is forming are straight major chords and minor chords, those are easier to sing. If the harmonies in the song have the choir making a lot of major seventh chords or ninth chords or diminished chords, that can sometimes be more difficult for choir members to hear and understand their part and remember it and sing it correctly. The words to the song, some songs have a lot of words to remember, or they have words that come very, very fast. So think about those issues in choosing songs that'll work for your people. Some songs sound better for a large group, and some songs sound better for a small group. If a song really needs the big, powerful sound of a big choir to make the music effective, then it might not be the right song for a trio. It'll sound kind of bare. Other songs sound better with a small group. It has more agility and poignancy sometimes, and those songs might sound kind of washed out if you sing it with a 50-voice choir instead. But when you think about that, large group versus small group, it's about your opinion of how the song is going to sound good. It's not just about whether the song was originally recorded by a large group or a small group. Use your ear's imagination, I don't know if that, your ear's imagination, to decide for yourself, how do I think this song will sound with 7 people singing it? How do I feel like this song will sound with 40 people singing it? And if you think that it'll work well, then go for it. Also, think about the range of notes. How low are the lowest notes? How high are the highest notes? How that works for your people. Sometimes changing the key on a song can help make the song more singable for a particular group, but If the song goes to extremes on both ends, then changing the key to make the high notes lower will also make the low notes lower, and that, may or may not work. So think about, the both ends of the song and how it works for you. Also, keep your musicians in mind. I have a background as a keyboard player, so I have a sense of what songs are easier or harder to play on the keys. If you don't have that kind of experience, then work with your musician, talk with them about songs that you want to bring, and get a feeling and an understanding of what their abilities are and what kinds of music work for them. Likewise, the drummers. Some drummers kind of have one standard beat that they play, and they speed it up for faster songs and slow it down for slower songs. And maybe some songs will work with that beat that the drummer has, and other songs won't sound right with that drummer beat. So know what kind of beats your drummer is able to play and whether they're ready to play a particular song. So those are the issues that will determine whether a song is going to work for you. I want to say, to be sure that you don't fall so much in love with a particular song that you're just determined, we are going to sing it no matter what. If your singers aren't ready for it and your musicians aren't ready for it, then when you perform the song, it's going to be kind of a mess, and you're going to feel heartbroken because you love the song so much, and to hear it done poorly, that's going to hurt. So be realistic about whether your group is ready to do that particular song. And if they don't have the ability for that song right now, keep the song in the back of your mind. Maybe even make a list of songs that you want to do sometime in the future and have that. And as your ministry grows, your musicians develop more, your singers grow in their skills, maybe you'll come back to that song later. Like they say, true love waits. So wait until the time is really right to do a song. Once you have the songs in your repertoire picked, then you're thinking about what to sing on any particular occasion. Sunday morning service, you probably can pick anything off the repertoire and sing whatever you feel like. But sometimes things happen, a particular person's going to be out that day, different issues. I have a small choir. So when you have a small choir, if a couple of key people are not there, it can change what songs you're able to do or not do. For visitations, going to other churches, participating in concerts, fellowship things, anniversary services, all those things, there are other things to consider. The first thing that I always think about, I do not want to sing a song that some other choir might sing at that same event. That's a big one for me. One time, years ago, I was at an all-day service, all-day event. They had morning sessions and then a midday service and then some afternoon sessions, then dinner, and then an evening service. So a lot of different services. In the midday service, they had a choir that came and sang. And the choir sang two songs. They sang Perfect Praise by Walt Whitman, and they sang Why We Sing by Kirk Franklin. And then in the evening service, a different choir was the choir for the evening service, and they had not been at the midday service. And when they sang in the evening service, they sang Perfect Praise by Walt Whitman and Why We Sing by Kirk Franklin. The exact same two songs. At the time, you can maybe guess the year by this. At the time, those were some of the most popular songs that were going around in the gospel music world. And that's why I will never sing like the hottest song on the Billboard gospel chart at somebody else's church. I'll sing it at my home church because, yeah, the people at home, they want to hear that sometimes. They want to hear us sing The Blood Still Works or whatever. But I am not going to sing that at someone else's church. Because I really have the feeling that either some other choir might sing it at the same event, or they may have just heard their own choir sing that very same song this morning, and I like to sing something that's going to be fresh, something that they either have not heard before, or have not heard very often, or have not heard in a while. So that's how I go. So along with that, choosing the right song that nobody else is going to sing. Think about, for an event you go to, do you have full turnout? Are all of the people that you have that sing at your home church, are they all going to be able to go to this other service that you're going to? If you're going to be short if you're going to be short on altos or short on a certain section, then maybe you're singing a song that has more unison in it and doesn't go into parts that often. If key singers are not there that help the other singers stay on their parts, because in our choirs sometimes you have that one tenor that the other tenors listen to, and that's how they stay on their part, because sister so-and-so, brother so-and-so is there. So think about, can we do the same stuff at this service that we do at home? What instruments are they going to have at the place where you're going? Do they have an organ, same kind that you have? Do they have just a keyboard? Some songs sound better with organ, better with keyboard. How's their drum set? How's the microphone situation? That can be really important. If the mics are not working well, then you don't want to do a song that has a really strong, powerful instrumental part, because the choir will not be able to make themselves heard over the instruments. And you'll be telling the instruments, keep it quiet, keep it soft. And the song might sound kind of funny with them keeping it soft if it's supposed to be a really driving, powerful song. So if the mic situation isn't going to be good, go for more gentle music. The musicians can play gentle, the choir can make themselves heard, and that's going to work a lot better. And I'm thinking about, are there other technical aspects that I haven't thought of? I don't know. If I do, I'll have to make another video. But those are the things that Martha has to say about choosing songs. And again, I think it's one of the most important things that you do. Choosing the right song is the start of what you do. If you choose the wrong kind of a song, then everything else is going to be funky after that. So those are my thoughts on song selection, and I'll be back real soon to talk about other stuff. God bless.